let me get into something that I found interesting. I've read Ted Koppel's book. It's entitled Lights Out. It's a very interesting book. It says that you were interviewed in October 2014 about our nation's preparedness in the aftermath of a successful cyber attack on the electrical power grid. When asked what would happen in the event that several transformers were knocked out and whether a backlog exists, you responded, quote, "I'm sure FEMA has the capability to bring in backup transformers," unquote. Yet when the FEMA administrator, Craig Fugate, was asked the same question, he responded, quote, "Most people expect that somehow we have enough tools in the tool chest to get power turned back on quickly. The answer is no," unquote. Now, it's been 2 years since your meeting with Mr. Koppel, and I will ask you the same question. What would happen in the event that several transformers were knocked out? How would you go about replacing them, and what kind of backlog really does exist?
Well, first of all, I remember that interview well.
Yeah.
Mr. Koppel seemed to have a thesis that he wanted my interview to fit within, and beyond what was his thesis, didn't seem to be interested in much else I had to say. We do have an incident response plan in the event that generators are knocked out that calls for the prioritization of assets, moving generators from one region to another. This is a partnership with private utilities, the private sector. The book overall, I think, is useful. I actually believe the book is useful in highlighting an issue. I think that since the earthquake in Japan that knocked out their utility there, that's been a bit of a wake-up call. And we have stepped up our efforts in terms of training, in terms of exercises. We have better coordination now in this regard. But in the event of a specific incident, both we and the private sector would swing into action to determine where assets need to be moved, where generators need to be moved, to prioritize addressing the public need if there's a blackout someplace.